What's more enlivening than booking a vacation on a perfect luxury cruise ship to have the best time of your life? Many people also had a perfect vacation in their mind when they planned for a vacation on Carnival Triumph. But quite the opposite happened when this luxury cruise ship soon met a catastrophic incident that caused major, rather disgusting inconvenience to its passengers on board. But what caused such a fun cruise ship experience to be so vile, and why did the cruise ship was named Poop Cruise after the incident? In 2013, an accident seized the motion of a luxury cruise ship while it was on its way back to America, leaving passengers stranded for days as they were facing stomach-churning inconveniences no one had ever thought of. With limited food supplies to overflowing toilets, the luxury cruise ship soon became an abominable mess no one had thought it to be. Before we get into this mess, be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss any videos from our channel. Now let's get back to the video. The well-known luxury cruise ship Carnival Cruise Lines, which had been successfully facilitating its passengers for a comfortable and refreshing experience for years, faced a huge downfall when it faced the biggest disaster in its 41 years legacy. In February 2013, the cruise ship Carnival Triumph had to face a huge calamity. Just like any other trip, the cruise ship was on its way for a 4-day cruise and was cruising in the Gulf of Mexico when a huge accident happened. Out of nowhere, the ship's engines caught on fire, creating chaos among the passengers as they were finding ways to save their lives. Some even wore a life jacket, while some thought it to be the end of their life. The ship's crew were working hard to stop the fire from spreading, which would put the lives of others at risk. The crew instructed people not to panic, as things were under control, and soon they will overcome this inconvenience. They did manage to extinguish the fire, and people were relieved, but the damage had already been done. Since the fire disrupted the cruise ship's engines, it stopped moving. The fire caused the ship's mobility to cease, which led the ship to be stranded in the sea for 5 days. A nerve-wracking situation was created among the passengers, as they didn't know what to expect and what exactly they could do. Some even doubted if they will be able to reach their destination safely. But this was just the beginning, as the worst was yet to come. Just as the stranded ship wasn't enough to give anxiety to its passengers, the ship faced a huge power breakout due to the fire that disrupted its engine. Along with the mobility of the ship, the power also ceased the air conditioning, toilet functioning systems, and many other facilities that would be responsible to provide the comfortable experience passengers expected. Since the ACs weren't working, the ship's atmosphere soon became extremely uncomfortable for the passengers, to such an extent that they had to place their mattresses on the balcony so that they could get some fresh air. Passengers were in huge turmoil, as they didn't know what to do and for how long the ship would be in such a calamity. But they were unaware of another huge inconvenience that was awaiting. What could be worse than a stranded ship with no electricity, no running water, and limited food supplies, and loads of passengers with no air conditioning in such a hot atmosphere? Well, the worst had yet to come, as the toilets weren't functioning either. Now the food supplies were limited, but some people made it even worse when they started to hoard food for their future consumption without caring about the other passengers. This led to a long waiting time to get food, and soon the situation was getting even worse when people were getting more and more violent with their needs. The staff wasn't prepared to deal with such a messy situation initially. Soon, the ship's management announced to the stranded passengers that the toilets aren't not going to flush. They provided the passengers with red plastic bags and instructed them to relieve and do their business in those bags, and later place them outside their cabins. They also suggested that the passengers to pee in the shower. This news broke the internet, as people were not only mocking, but also shaming the cruise ship's management for their inhuman treatment of the passengers. People on board did exactly what they were instructed to do. The pictures from the cruise ship disaster show us countless red bags placed out of cabins, which is disgusting to look at. The human feces soon started to flood the ship, as there were countless bags with human waste that were producing intolerable and terrible odors that people on board had no option but to live with. But to save people from inconvenience, the cruise ship Carnival legend comes right after a day so that the passengers could be shifted from Carnival Triumph safely with the help of lifeboats. But only one passenger that had her dialysis scheduled was successfully escorted via lifeboats to this cruise ship because of the situation of the sea. Later, it was decided that the ship will be moved with the help of tugboats that will pull the cruise ship to its destination. Since the lifeboats weren't effective in transferring people from the ship to the working cruise ship, the ship's management decided to use tugboats to pull the cruise ship and help it reach its destination successfully. Multiple tugboats arrived at the sea and soon started to pull the seized cruise ship to end the nightmarish experience of the people on board. Though people faced inconveniences in the beginning, they did manage to cope with it, and they weren't getting tortured as the media implied to its viewers. People were managing to sustain their lives in such an uncomfortable situation. The crew members did control the food-related problems, which caused people some relief, as they didn't have to worry about starvation. People, surprisingly, were coping well. They were getting food and were handling the situation well, as they were relieved that the ship is finally back in motion. In the meantime, the tugboats were helping the ship to slowly gain back its motion and continue its journey. Everything was starting to look good as the ship was moving towards the destination. Even though they were finally heading to their destination, the unflushed pee was causing an unbearable smell in most of the indoor side of the ship, causing people huge discomfort and fatigue. Since the ship was moving back and forth, the overflowing toilets started to create more disaster, as unflushed pee from the showers started to ruin the carpets of the corridors, causing an intense smell that was creating huge calamity for the passengers on board. Apart from that, human feces biohazard bags were outside every corridor in large quantities that were enough to make anyone throw up out of disgust. The hygiene situation was getting worse by day. This was a rather uncomfortable and disgusting experience, instead of a dangerous one, as the things were indeed under control. The only issue that was causing immense discomfort was the hygiene and intense smell that housed the entire ship. After the struggle of 5 days with a nightmarish experience, the ship finally reaches its destination of Alabama, America, and the passengers finally get relief as they no longer had to be a part of such a disastrous vacation anymore. Many people even sued the ship owners due to the disgusting and uncomfortable experience they had of their lives. This was no doubt an experience passengers will remember for their lifetime. The ship's organization later announced another cruise vacation, well, not like this one, to their passengers for free, along with $500 to each passenger as compensation for the turmoil people had to face due to their lack of management. Media, as expected, turned this whole event into a circus as they sensationalized by giving out wrong information about the people on board being tortured and tried to develop several conspiracies to keep their viewers hooked. The TV channels competed with one another in terms of viewership, which is why some would even send helicopters to get the live footage of the scenes from the cruise ship. From generating fake stories to drawing baseless conspiracies, the media did the worst to the cruise ship's PR. The media did everything possible to sensationalize the incident, to get as many views as possible, which led many people to believe that the people on board are being tortured or are fighting for their lives. In reality, people were safe but in discomfort and disgusting circumstances that were slowly becoming intolerable. What are your opinions about this incident? Do you find the management of the ship to be responsible for this? And do you think the media exaggerated the situation too much? What do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. That is it for today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I will see you soon, guys, with more strange and unusual cruise ship stories. Till then, take care. Bye.